The Chicago Bulls' new offense looks amazing. The team has been playing team basketball, and right now they're in the 10th spot in the East, looking like they could make the play in. But in reality, everything that we've been seeing is a wonderful, wonderful thing to look at. But the future of the Chicago Bulls all comes down and rests on the hands of what happens with Zach Lavine. We'll talk about that right after the intro.
Give me the hot sauce! Give me the hot sauce, Bob! And the Bulls have the lead by 3. I want to go higher! Oh my goodness!
Welcome to the Let's Talk Bulls podcast.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Bulls, your number one Bulls podcast in Chicago. My name's Quinton. I'm your host, and today's episode is going to be based off of Zach Lavine and what he means to this team. Regardless of what happens going forward, really the future of the Bulls depends on what they do with Zach. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you're notified when I drop more of these videos. And let's get right into it. The Chicago Bulls' new offense has been looking amazing. But in reality, what it comes down to is what is going to happen with Zach Lavine. Zach Lavine, if he does stay on this team, and right now it's looking like there's a very low trade value for him, and the more the Bulls win, the less that value goes, it just seems like we might be sticking with Zach. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. Can Zach fix his game? Can he play with the current roster the way they've been playing in this newfound offense? Can he change what he's doing, kind of like DeMar DeRozan did? Zach is a very big ISO type of player. He likes to take people off the dribble. He does like to get to the rim and take his step back threes. But right now, from what we're seeing with Coby White taking his emergence as the star of the team and kind of becoming the leader, it's going to come down to Zach, if he does stay, to mold himself into this offense. He won't be the go-to person. He's going to have to take his talent and play more of an off-ball shooter type of role. Now, I've been saying for a while now that Zach should be playing a Klay Thompson type of role for a team. He's a great catch and shoot player. He's great at shooting the corner three, especially from the left side. And when you look at that, I think giving him some double screens, some pin down screens, and letting him not be the key to the offense, but a threat at the three-point line will only do him and the team wonders. Now, we know Zach can shoot, but what the real question is can he change his mindset? Right now, Zach is a great shooter, but tends to make mistakes when it comes to the offense and handling the ball, getting his teammates involved, as well as, honestly, defensively, it seems sometimes like he doesn't even care to be out there. If Zach can come back and really take in what the team's been doing and start to play more defense and start to shoot the ball off catch and shoots more often instead of trying to run the offense, I think it can fit and this team can be amazing. If we see him take the change that DeMar DeRozan took the last few games, the Bulls can be a pretty deep playoff team. Now, I still don't think they're going to win a title. I think there needs to be changes made still to make them a contender, but to see them go deeper in the playoffs would still be a great thing. Now, you mix that up, you switch it around, and you take Zach to get traded. Now, this is a whole new scenario. If Zach gets traded, it comes down to where he goes and what we get back for him. Zach has a few teams that he wants to go to, including the Lakers. He also said he's okay with going to the Kings. But the real question here is, what are you getting back? Should the Bulls go and get the best possible talent available and just see what they can do? Or should they try to get pieces that may fit around Coby White and Pat Williams going into the future? I'm one person who thinks that you should just get the best talent available, but I do think that you have to kind of caveat that with also making smart decisions. The Bulls right now have Alex Caruso, Coby White, Ayo Dosunmu. They have Dalen Terry. They also have Benham in the G League. They have Julian Phillips. They do not really need to get another guard on this team. Looking at what they need to find a 3-and-D type of player at the small forward. Most likely DeMar DeRozan will be gone after this year. They also need to find a young center. I love Vooch. I think he's a great player. He's one of the best centers in the league, but he's not playing the same way this year. You can see age is starting to catch up. He's missing easy layups. He's not as active on defense. And even though he is playing more fast pace, you can see that he's starting to miss shots he normally would make. And it might just seem like his legs are not underneath him fully. Now, that could be a thing where it's just the start of the season, going to the middle of the season, or it could be that his just legs aren't there anymore. And with that, I think it's time to start looking at getting an athletic defensive center that could help this team go forward into the future. Now, if the Bulls decide to go that route and they decide to get draft picks, small, younger pieces, I do think the Bulls can make a good run. I, once again, still don't think they will be a championship contender. So either way you break it, the Bulls are not going to be a championship contender for a few years. But what it does say is how long is that window going to be? If we do keep Zach, it looks like DeMar probably will leave. Now we have Zach. We have a young core with Zach being one of the stars on the team. But does he help you win? And that's the question of him staying. If we trade him, the question is, do teams think he's good enough of a player to give us what we need back so we get the right talent and the right pieces to put ourselves in position to get either a generational star in the draft or get players who come in, maybe didn't get enough minutes on their team and start to play better? What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think the Bulls should do with Zach? Are you a person on the end where you want to keep Zach on the team, or are you a person on the other end who you want to trade Zach with any means necessary? Put it down in the comment section. With that, I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you next video. Once again, if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, join the family. We got a lot in store for you. And with that, y'all have a good night. Peace.